Move indoors, get to a bathroom or a closet or even a basement. Rising sun, it'll be right around your neighborhood in the next 16, 17 minutes or so. And then we also do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for, look how wide this polygon is. And it is because look at this very strong convective line of showers and storms that's currently gliding over the bay. And that's why this polygon just to the east of it is so large. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 4 o'clock this afternoon as this very strong line of showers and storms is about to move into portions of Talbot, Queen Anne's, and Kent counties.
And I want to actually jump in, Stevie, and make sure that folks take this severe thunderstorm warning very seriously for this the lower portion of the eastern shore, because once again, there's already hints of rotation there. There's not a strong signature there. What we have learned from the last couple of hours is that all it takes is for a little bit of tightening, and then we can get tornado warnings issued. And we're working on, I believe, our 7th or 8th tornado warning right now. Already 2 of them have been confirmed. We've already been able to lay eyes on those. We actually have some video that our teams are working behind the scenes to get for us to bring to you on the air over the next couple of minutes. As soon as we have that ready, my directors are going to let me know in my ear, and we'll actually give you guys we'll show that to you on the air. But otherwise, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you very much, boss. Otherwise, take this severe thunderstorm warning very seriously. Already prepared to shelter in place, because the moment that warning gets issued, you may only have 2 minutes, you may only have 4 minutes to get you and your family to safety. Right now, we're tracking a very, very buoyant, very juicy atmosphere. 2 tornado warnings right now in effect for portions of our area. One of them for Baltimore County, the other one for Harford County. We're looking at the strongest radar indicated rotation right now moving through Harford County. This is going to be south of Edgewood and Old Baltimore. This is going to be the signature that I just circled just here. That's where we're getting that contrast, the green, the red, the couplet that we're always looking for. That is a pretty stout couplet that is moving towards the northeast, looks like it. This warning is set to expire at 3:45, so we still have nearly 30 minutes to track this cell. I want to give folks a lead time on where this is headed and how long they have to prepare. So I'll give you a little bit of a tracker situation here. This is arriving in Riverside in 10 minutes. Perryman, you have about 12 minutes. Aberdeen, you have roughly 15 minutes to get you and your family to safety. This thunderstorm that is rotating, giving us a tornado signature on radar, is moving towards your area. Havre de Grace and Perryville, you both have around 25 minutes before this energy is on your doorstep. So reasons for folks there to be very aware. The other cell that we're tracking, the rotation not as well defined as what we're tracking there, but it's slightly broader, stretching from Middle River towards Essex. That one's lifting in a more northeasterly direction. I'll time that out for some folks to give them a little bit of a lead time, roughly around, we'll go 40 miles out, get some good communities in there. This is going to be pushing into White Marsh within the next 5 minutes. Kingsville in around 15 minutes. If you're in Falston, Sweet Air, Bel Air, we're talking 20 to 25 minutes before this energy is in your areas. And then we have this incredible line of thunderstorms that Stevie was just telling you about that's pushing over towards the east and producing a severe thunderstorm warning. And if you look just to the south of that, what do you have? A tornado warning. That's in portions of the southern Maryland. So reasons for folks that are inside of the severe thunderstorm warned area to be on guard as we track all of this energy that is pushing through the region. And we can switch to a national view, and you can see that we are not done yet. We still have all of this back here that is going to be pushing in our general direction, bringing more showers and thunderstorms over the next few hours. Some of those storms will be rotating. There is a reason, Stevie, that we have been saying, you said it yesterday, I think like 5 times, you tweeted it out, that 10% chance of a tornado risk. The last time that we did coverage like this, we did it on Facebook Live, and there were comments saying, oh, a 5% tornado risk. I could just go about my day. What most folks don't realize, and what we always try to overly communicate, and the reason why we show you that is because a 2% tornado risk is a big deal here. A 5% tornado risk is a very big deal here. A 10% tornado risk means we need to be on guard. And that's why you had just our storm team here through the night last night watching it. Chief Meteorologist Lynette Charles started monitoring these storms early this morning. Sabrina has been in contact with us throughout the day, asking us about these storms and where they're going. And you saw Stevie and myself start our shifts a little bit earlier today, cutting into programming, roughly an hour and a half ago to tell you about these storms. It's a big deal, and we're not done yet. We already have 2 confirmed tornadoes. Whenever you get a tornado warning issued in your area, shelter in place. Whenever you get a severe thunderstorm warning, I'm going to go to the I don't know if it's set up, boss, but I'm going to walk to our screen over here where I normally do my full weathers, if we can show that video there. Whenever we issue a severe thunderstorm warning, shelter in place. Whenever there's a flash flood warning issued, treat it as though it is imminent. Make sure that you're not driving places unless you were certain that, unless you were 100% certain that you are going to be okay getting there. We always tell you, turn around, don't drive. But we were telling you, we promised some video of the confirmed tornado that we had earlier. Here is a look at that. You can see it in the distance.
Oh my God.
You can see that, you can see the top part of it, but it has touched ground. It is now a confirmed tornado. That is some of the video that we have. This is in Annapolis. Lots of folks shot different angles of this, but this is confirmed video of a tornado. Just roughly an hour or so ago, we have reports. I'm sorry? Here's that other video. Yeah, Maryland crab cake. I actually tweeted about this.
Wow, you can see the funnel.
You can see the funnel.
Look how wide it is. And you could see it just over the treetops right there. So as you can see in that video, a lot of folks are out and about on the road still. Really hoping that everyone gets to where they need to be safely, and if they're listening to our warnings, listening to our advice, because that is such a scary sight to see. And actually, this is the first time that I'm seeing this footage. So it's very scary. And we still have, like you said, Patrick, a long way to go. Still talking about that hail core in one of these cells that is tornado warned right now until 3:45, right around Edgewood to the south of Aberdeen. Still talking about hail up to about a ½ inch in diameter. So that is currently falling just to the south and west of Aberdeen, just to the east of Edgewood, even to the north of Joppatown, seeing some hail, but not dealing with a tornado warning out there. Another tornado warning still in effect for until 3:45, and this does include White Marsh, Middle River, and for the folks all the way down to Essex. So you want to make sure you are staying weather aware, have a way to not only stay safe, but also to get your warnings so you can keep track of these storms with us as we continue to monitor these storms as they progress. But zooming out a little bit, again, you'll see some of that hail is even falling just to the north of Easton. Some lightning strikes are currently happening over the bay. And right around this time, it's almost 3:30. A lot of folks are getting ready to leave work, getting ready to pick their kids up from daycare. So not the best time, again, for storms to be sliding through. But looking at base, let's look at velocity really quick within some of these storms that are sliding through. So not looking at too tight of a couplet over towards Haverty, Grace, Aberdeen, and even to the north of Edgewood right now. Let's look at storm relative. Actually, okay, looking at the Delaware radar site, it's looking a little bit tighter. And that's kind of because as these storms continue to slide north and east, another radar site picks up on it a little bit better. So yes, you can see the tightness of the red color and the pinkish color and even the green color right here. It's very tight in nature, but let's check out how fast these winds are flowing. Wow. 50.
And there's an update, Stevie, that the one that you're tracking right now is the only tornado warning. The other tornado warning that was in Baltimore County has been allowed to expire. So this is the only one we're dealing with right now. Okay, and that just goes to show you that rotation in that other cell was really decreasing. So that is some good news. But we still have a long ways to go before everything's all said and done. But 63-mile-per-hour winds right now. I mean, that is incredible. But I want to touch on the tornado watch really quickly.
because this is really important, especially for the folks who are heading home from work, picking up the kids. This tornado watch still continues until 7 o'clock this evening for areas west of the bay. Again, until 7 o'clock, and then until 10 o'clock for areas along the eastern shore. So we're still going to be talking about some of that residual moisture lingering as we head around 10 o'clock this evening. But again, just touching on this for the folks who are just tuning into us, this tornado watch in effect for areas west of the bay until 7 o'clock this evening, areas along the eastern shore until 10 o'clock. We're still going to be talking about a lot of intense moisture, a lot of intense thunderstorm activity up until that time. So that's why that tornado watch is, there are different timelines for areas west of the bay and even east of the bay. But again, we only have that one tornado warning right now, and this does include portions of Harford County. So I know, Patrick, you are keeping a very close eye on rotation and velocity. What can you tell us about that couplet?
Well, we're continuing to monitor that couplet. It is still north of Chelsea through Michaelsville. Looks like they just shifted it a little bit. That warning, they just redrew that polygon, but it's north of Chelsea towards Bush River, Perryman, Perrywood. Looks like that means it's starting to jog a little bit more towards the north. So folks that are in Perrywood, Aberdeen, Aberdeen Hills, Swan Creek, you all need to be on alert as we continue to track this thunderstorm that is producing at least a radar indicated rotation. It has been a very busy day. We have had roughly, I believe, 8 tornado warnings that have been issued across our area, and our evening is not done yet. You saw that massive severe thunderstorm warning that we just saw that was issued for portions of the eastern shore that stretch all the way down towards Talbot County and beyond. There's a lot of energy within that cell. There's some weak rotation there now. We're going to have to monitor that cell as it pushes towards the east, and then we have more energy that's going to be building through the next few hours. There is a lot that is going on out there. Once again, this cell that is moving through portions of Harford County continues to be the most impressive one. What I'm going to do here is, now I never really like to contradict what they do. I don't like where they drew the polygon, but what I'm going to do is, as your Maryland's most accurate team, we're going to draw a line here to the north and east to give folks a little bit of lead time on where this is headed. And I think that Aberdeen, you have roughly 8 minutes before this rotation is directly over you. If you're in Havre de Grace, you have 15 minutes. Port Deposit, you have under 20 minutes, folks. So you should already be making a plan, getting into that place immediately as all of this energy continues to move into your area. And we have lots of other things going on in addition to this tornado warning. This one is just the most life-threatening. Once again, this cell has kind of traveled along a line of cells that has already produced 2 confirmed tornadoes in our area. And unfortunately, there's more energy to come as we head through the next few hours. Not only do we have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for essentially Kent County on down until 4 o'clock, we have this tornado warning that's set to expire at 3:45 as this radar indicated rotation moves through the Riverside areas, Aberdeen Proving Ground, Aberdeen, Bayside Village, Havre de Grace. You're all right there in the line of where this is headed. We can check to see if there are any of our threats that are active right now. We can switch to that Dover site and we can get a little bit of hail. The shear has been pretty strong from Park. That's going to be from Perryman all the way down towards Chelsea, just to the east, Palmer Road to Michaelsville. That's where we're seeing some of that strongest signature here. And then also we can query some of these wind speeds, and they're nasty. 57, 55, 59. So lots of energy here as this cell continues to lift off towards the north and east for another 15 minutes or so with the tornado warning. But we're also tracking flash flood warnings that are out to the west because it's been an inundation situation across western Maryland where we have seen a lot of rainfall, and I expect to see more flash flood warnings. As you can see, we were showing you this area earlier. Didn't look as impressive, but this is upwards of 3 inches of rain just to the east of Dundalk and Essex. City of Baltimore not looking too bad. Radar estimates roughly 1 inch, maybe 2 inches over the last 12 hours or so. But more rain to come, and you can already see why we have these flash flood warnings in effect for portions of western Maryland. We're looking at areas like Walkersville that have an estimate of 6 inches, over 6 inches in the last 12 hours, with still more of that energy to come. So we're tracking threats from all different types of directions. We're getting confirmation of, unfortunately, everything that we were afraid that we would see across our area today. We knew how buoyant the atmosphere was, Stevie, and it looks like Mother Nature is showing us just how powerful she is.
Yep, and we've been keeping track of Ida for the past, week or so, and really bringing that intense tropical moisture our way. It has been producing very intense thunderstorms, as you can see on radar. But looking at our severe outlook, we typically don't see this. We don't typically see, there's Patrick. We typically don't see these enhanced risks too often. So that's a level 3 out of 5. So that means isolated tornadoes, flash flooding, damaging winds will not only be a threat right now, but it's still going to be a threat as we head into the next couple of hours. But I want to just show you this tornado outlook really closely, because it's pretty important. So you see this yellow color on your screen right here. This is actually the bullseye. So that actually means that there is a 10% tornado risk for our viewing area, so for Central Maryland. But what does that mean? It means that there is a 10% chance you will see a tornado within 25 miles of a given point within this forecast area. So we are, again, you can hear Patrick out there, but we are dealing with, again, that tornado threat, and that's going to continue not just for the next hour or so, but throughout the rest of this evening. So we typically do not see this often across the Mid-Atlantic. This is not something we see every day, pretty unusual. But again, it definitely is there. We still have the potential for more isolated tornadoes to spark up as we head into the next few hours, as this tropical moisture continues to slide in from the southwest to northeast. But dealing with that tornado watch, so this is another really important thing. So for the folks who are just tuning in, this tornado watch is in effect until 7 o'clock this evening for areas west of the bay, areas east of the bay until 10 o'clock. And they are different times. Why? Because some of that moisture is going to diminish from west to east. So it's going to still linger a little bit longer for areas along the eastern shore. And again, we still have that tornado warning, which is in effect for the next 10 minutes or so. And it does include portions of Harford County. So I'm going to zoom into that area really closely. I was checking out that flash flood warning, which is in effect for portions of Carroll and even Frederick County. I mean, look at that. Rainfall amounts close to 6 inches just to the north of Walkersville. So really feeling for our friends out there. But we are going to switch over to the Delaware radar site right now. Zoom in a little bit to it still includes Aberdeen, parts of Haverty Grace, and all the way down towards Riverside. And again, this is in effect for the next 10 minutes or so. We're talking about very intense rainfall. You can see that because look at the different colors on your screen, the reds, the oranges, even the yellows. That indicates that very heavy rainfall is currently falling along I-95 and also dealing with some lightning, but taking a look at the hail core, this can also help us determine if the storm is kind of losing some of its steam. So we're still talking about, let's see. Oh, the latest radar scan just showed that the hail core is diminishing in size. That is a good indicator that the system is starting to lose some steam, but we're still talking about some noticeable rotation right around Aberdeen, just to the south and west of Haverty Grace. Patrick, I know you are tracking kind of the big picture out there. Look at that intense line of showers and storms that's getting ready to slide over the eastern shore. The folks who live along those areas really need to take our advice, move indoors right now, because that system is just continuing to push that heavy rainfall through.
Yeah, Stevie. And I want to thank our crews that are working behind the scenes, because if you don't know me in person, I have a lot of energy. I move around, I run around, and I'm in a place where they're not expecting me to be right now. But while they are getting me queued up, I want them to try to pull that video for me into the wall blast, because I want to show you those 2 videos of those confirmed tornadoes that we've had in Anne Arundel County. But the big picture shows lots of thunderstorm activity pushing across our area, showers and thunderstorms. I'm talking about severe thunderstorm warnings stretching from Kent counties to points southward. Heavy rain, lightning, all embedded. Here's some of that video right now. You can see off in the distance over those treetops, we are looking at a tornado touching the ground.
Tornado warning expired.
So good news, that tornado warning has expired. Here's the images of that tornado from Annapolis, Anne Arundel County. Actually, we got two different shots, one in Anne Arundel County, one in Annapolis, I believe. But you can see it through the clouds. You can see how dark it is, how scary it is. We have reports of power lines down, trees down. There's at least been some sort of damage to property. We're working to figure that out. We have reports of damage in Woodlawn Beach, and also in Annapolis as well. From that shot. And we have another shot as well. You can see this is going on down during town. Folks are driving around all around this. It is a mess out there. Now, the good news, Stevie and I cut into programming because we were tracking an active tornado warning. We got out. We came back 3 minutes later. This is another one of those times we're going to leave you to our regularly scheduled programming. But once again, we expect this atmosphere to continue to be buoyant for a few more hours. If we get another tornado issued, we will cut back into programming. Stevie, you have anything to add?
Nope, just that tornado warning is set to expire at 3:45. They again will expire it in the next.
Oh, they will. So it hasn't expired. So we can dive into that line of severe thunderstorms if you want to. I'll toss to you so that you can at least time that out for folks. So show them where that is.
We're still looking at a couplet right now, kind of located just to the west of Haverty Grace and around Aberdeen, and we are talking about again very heavy rainfall, even some lightning. But that hail core, like I was mentioning earlier, that's actually starting to diminish in size a little bit. So not just that, but this couplet that you see on your screen right here, that's actually indicating the winds, the concentration of winds flowing towards and away from radar. It's starting to become a little bit more broad and not as tight knit as we saw earlier. That actually indicates that this cell is starting to diminish in intensity, which is good news. But this cell is still continuing to track up to the north and east at about 20 to 25 miles per hour, right towards Haverty Grace, all the way down to Aberdeen, talking about very intense rainfall. And even the potential for some half-inch sized hail. Port Deposit really need to pay close attention because just because some areas in northern Cecil County aren't in this warned area, that does not mean that you guys should let your guards down. So we have very heavy rainfall, and I do believe that the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning. Yep. They did until 6:30. Until 6:30 this evening, there is a flash flood warning for portions of Cecil and Harford counties. I believe there has been about, look at how wide that flood warning is. Yep, that's the flash flood warning. So that is the green polygon that you see on your screen right here, and it is encompassing a wide area. This includes Bel Air, Joppatown, Edgewood, all the way over towards Port Deposit, Rising Sun, Aberdeen, Elkton, Chesapeake City, probably to the south of that warned area, but northeast is included, Charlestown, again, Haverty Grace, Plysville, and Jarrettsville, and even Edgewood again. So those locations I just mentioned are still in this flash flood warning, which is in effect until 6:30. I want to just look at how much rainfall has fallen in this warned area. So I'm going to, over the past 12 hours, let's just kind of query some of these spots. So in this warned area, let's see how much rainfall has fallen. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay, here we go. So let's look at northern Cecil County. About just under 3 inches of rainfall have accumulated, and that is over the past 12 hours. Right in northern portions of Harford County, just a little bit over 2.5 inches of rain. In Aberdeen, a little over about 2.7 inches. Northeast, oh wow, just under 4 inches of rainfall have accumulated, or has accumulated for that matter, right along I-95. So that's where we're seeing some of the heavier amounts of rain. The higher rainfall totals kind of linger around I-95 at this moment. So we're still talking about, again, that a tornado warning. It is set to expire in the next 4 minutes or so. So it still includes portions of Haverty Grace all the way down towards Aberdeen Proving Ground. Zooming in a little bit, let's take it back to, there we go. Looking at the heavier moisture, that's actually the pockets of purple and red that you see on your screen right here. This is really kind of along I-95 right now, over towards Gilbert Road, Webster Road, just to the north of Aberdeen. Again, that heavier rainfall is still currently happening. And let's take a look and see if we can see the current hail course. So looking at the other threats. Yep, Patrick, it's still looking like we're talking about a hail core about 1/2 inch in diameter. And this includes Aberdeen, it includes State Highway. Some of this hail is currently falling on Chapel Road, Gilbert Road, and even Paradise Road right now.
So still a lot going on out here. We have at least that one tornado warning cell that is set to expire within the next 3 minutes. We have a flash flood warning that is in effect for portions of Carroll and Cecil counties. We have a flash flood warning that's in effect for portions of Carroll County. And we have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for essentially Kent, Queen Anne's, Caroline, Talbot, large chunk of the Eastern Shore, because all of this energy is very, very robust. And once we zoom back out a little bit, turn on our national radar, you can see that this energy is very, very far back out. Here's more video. Here's that other video that we were telling you about from Annapolis of that tornado warning cell. This is a confirmed tornado that moved through Annapolis roughly an hour or so ago. Storm reports are in. We actually have confirmation of some trees being down. You can see all the cars on the roadways. It's just not the best place to be, unfortunately, whenever you see something like this. Thankfully, it looks like there's still some decency and order going on the streets, because I know that in cases like this, it's easy for fear and adrenaline to take over, and folks can kind of forget to act in an orderly fashion. But for now, that looks to be not being the case here. You can see from that wide angle view here, lots of energy still present across a large chunk of the area, and more showers, more energy. You can see all this back here. That's another line that's going to be moving into the city of Baltimore, into all of our communities over the next couple of hours. And then you have these stragglers on the back end that we'll have to watch as well, which is why we're watching, as Stevie has said, the potential for tornadoes through at 10 o'clock, at least in some portion of our state here. Just lots of energy out there. You can see we've tracked, I believe, at my last count, 8 tornado warnings, 8 polygons for tornadoes this evening. We've had 2 that have been confirmed. We should be losing the one cell that is warned momentarily, and we should just be tracking flash flood warnings. Lots of reports of flooding out near Thurmont, lots of Frederick County as well. You definitely want to be careful if you're out there. If you have friends, relatives out there, tell them to drive with extreme caution, because it's been a deluge of rain across western Maryland, and we're starting to see that, unfortunately, in some of our other communities. If you're in Chestertown, this is very, very robust. This cell that is moving towards the east, we'll have to watch this. The lightning is picking up. The rotation signature is very, very broad at the moment, but with all of that energy, all of that lightning, there's probably a decent hail core. It's not too impressive. We'll have to watch it over the next few minutes, but as Stevie alluded to, we lost that tornado warning, and we will continue to monitor these severe thunderstorm warning cells, these flash flood warning cells. And Stevie and I will have some new information for you at 5. The only way you'll see us again is if we see that rotation tighten again.
Yep.
Have a great day.